Thanks for tuning in, where we're here every week to provide you with content to help you level up your golf game and your golf know-how. Now today we are going to talk about a very, very important topic on the golf course. It's called pace of play. Now, you don't have to be super familiar with golf to have heard the term pace of play. And we're going to talk about in today's video what pace of play is all about, and also what it is not, because it's got a little misconceptions rolling around it. In addition, we're going to talk about 6 big mistakes that new and emerging golfers tend to make that really help translate into kind of slow play, but more importantly, bad golf etiquette, and no one wants to do that. So let's get ready, buckle in, let's get it. Okay, so what is pace of play? In its simplest terms, we can define or describe pace of play as exactly how long does it take me to play my round, whether that's 9 or 18 holes. Moreover, how much time do I spend sitting around waiting to take my next shot, so on and so forth. So pace of play can be kind of hard to understand, but let's think of it as we would traffic in a metroplex in a major city. We know that all the interstates kind of run around, but they all connect, and hence the term interstate and that type of thing. But traffic, what happens on one side of town can affect the other. So the traffic can be flowing perfectly, but then on one side of town, let's say there's a bottleneck due to construction, or there's a collision and everything is held up. Well, for a short time, that delay or slowdown is going to be isolated to that very localized area. But it doesn't take very long for that backup to creep all the way through the system, from one side of town to the other in many instances. The same thing holds true on the golf course. Remember, all the holes are connected. So if there's a bottleneck on, one section of the course, it may be a bottleneck in that one section for a brief moment, but very quickly it will infect the flow of the course, and that is never a good thing. So while the concept of pace of play has been around a long time, after all, golf is 600 plus years old, it's really been brought to the fore by the golf industry and the regulating bodies of golf in recent years so that we can help make golf, modernize it in a sense, but also to make it more fun and more accessible to more golfers on a regular basis. After all, it shouldn't take all day or even a full half day to play a round of golf. It was discouraging people, even those of us who love the sport very much. So that's why really there's a lot of intention around pace of play. Most courses you go to will spend some time talking to you about pace of play. So that's what it's about in a nutshell. But here, let's hear the words of the United States Golf Association, their very own words, about the specific rules that have been put in place about pace of play. The USGA instituted Rule 5.6 to encourage prompt pace of play by recommending that players should recognize that their pace of play affects others, and they should promptly move and play throughout the round. A player should make a stroke in no more than 40 seconds after the player is able to play without interference or distraction. And lastly, clubs, leagues, and committees should adopt a specific pace of play policy rather than saying they might do so, they may do so, or that they encourage pace of play. In my opinion, the most powerful piece of the USGA's policy about pace of play is this. The rule also affirmatively allows and encourages players to play out of order as long as it is safe and convenient. We call that ready golf. Ready golf is a term that you'll hear a lot, and it's becoming more and more of the norm. What is ready golf? In a nutshell, ready golf is about being attentive, being considerate, being prepared, and being realistic when we're out on the course. Okay, so by now you're thinking, oh my gosh, Dr. Greta, I thought that golf was supposed to be fun and relaxing and a time to have good friends and relax out on the course and enjoy the beautiful landscape and so on and so forth. Absolutely. But we have to remember, we're sharing all of this beautiful space with other people. And this in golf is a business for some of us. And so we have to be mindful of those factors. But the good news is, if you begin to instill good habits into your own behavior and game, it will be no big deal. It'll become second nature to you. But let's talk about these big six that people, particularly new and inexperienced golfers, that contribute to slow pace of play, which is a no-no. But even more so, Unknowingly, these are 6 behaviors that are viewed as bad etiquette by golfers in the know. And we don't want to be that golfer that's committing those etiquette violations. Let's get to it. Top 6. Number 1, taking too many shots from the fairway. We all want to finish the hole, complete from the tee shot to the final putt, hearing it going to the hole. But sometimes it just doesn't work out, particularly as a new golfer. Don't be afraid. If you're not advancing that ball as far as you would want to, and you can see clearly that you're not positively making forward progress, pick it up, go forward a few yards, 100 yards, whatever the case may be, to keep you on time and moving with your group, even if you're not playing with others, to keep you in the flow of the course. Drop it, maybe hit another iron shot or closer to the green where you can work on that short game and keep it moving forward. But in due time, you won't need to do that. But in the beginning, don't take too many shots. Number 2, not being prepared to play your next shot. Woo! Gotta be ready. Remember, we talked about playing ready golf, and being good with pace of play is about being attentive and considerate and realistic. Okay, so here's the situation. We strike the ball, we're in the fairway. We know generally what type of club we might need. Please don't wait until your cart partner is hit, you've driven across the fairway, or maybe the ball is nearly 20 yards in front of you and you could have walked there to assess the situation and then choose your club so that you're prepared as soon as your playing partners, your next playing partner hits, it's your turn, you're ready in a safe manner, of course. Now, here's the deal. As a new golfer, you probably won't have all of the nuances in your shot that a more experienced golfer has. What do I mean by that? Well, another player who's been playing and experienced, they may need to be a little bit closer to the ball to determine fully if they need a 6-iron or a 5-iron, because there's some significant rewards and risks to playing one of those 2 clubs. But as a new golfer, there's a larger gap between, smaller gaps, I should say, between your clubs. So there's not as much yardage difference between, say, maybe one of your hybrids and your 8-iron or something like that. So don't haggle too much. Just understand, keep in the flow, keep moving, because you'd be surprised how overthinking won't help you either. But definitely don't spend time not being prepared for your shot in the fairway. Number 3, big one, spending too much time looking for a lost ball. The best of us lose golf balls, but particularly as emerging golfers, new golfers, you're going to lose golf balls. Now, in a video we did not so long ago, which we'll post right here, we talked about how you want to play with a ball that makes sense for you. So in other words, if the thought of you striking a ball and it going wayward and you losing it because it costs you $4 makes you lose sleep at night, that's not the ball for you. I encourage you to play with a ball that's consistent with your needs as a player, but also fits with your shot tolerance and your risk tolerance. If it's overwhelming for you to lose that ball, that's not the ball for you. Sometimes we're going to lose it and we have to find it and kick around in the grass. But remember this, the tour professionals only get 3 minutes to look for a ball. We should take no more than that either. It really contributes to slow play and just bad etiquette when you have your playing partner standing there and you're kicking around in the weeds and in the water when we know the ball is a goner. Don't do that. Number 4, the golf cart is out of position. Now, I see a lot of new golfers violate this rule because they really haven't been educated about this, and that's no problem. That's what we're here for here at Dr. Greta Golf. But the golf cart is a part of you, right? As you're playing. The golf cart should never, ever, ever be behind you. Now, with newer golfers, this happens a lot. Let's just say we're in the fairway, you set up, you hit the shot. It wasn't all that you hoped for. Maybe the ball kind of sculled along, or you didn't get the yardage that you hoped. It moved forward just a bit. It moved forward just short enough for you to know that you don't need another club. And in your thinking or lack thereof, you kind of just walk on forward and prepare to hit another shot. Well, guess what? You scampered forward, but the cart is still there. No, because ultimately you're going to have to go backwards. And at no time on the golf course do we want to be moving backwards. Remember the phrase, forward progress. There are people behind us who are going to be hitting into where we're going. So when we're moving, literally having to walk backwards, it creates a dangerous situation for all of us. And it's a time consumer. Bad pace of play, bad etiquette. That's in the fairway. When we are close to the green, when we're on the green, usually next to the greens, there's a nice place, a specific place to park the carts. Oftentimes I will see people, let's just say, for example, the flag is in the back of the green and they park at the very front. Great. We putt again, we're in. Time to pick up the balls out of the hole and move on to the next tee box. But guess what? The flag was in the back, you parked all the way to the front. Remember the group behind us. We're creating a dangerous situation because you've got to walk all the way backwards, right, to the front of the green to grab the cart, thus impeding the group behind you's opportunity to hit into the green. If they do, it's a dangerous situation, so on and so forth. The cart always needs to come with you, never behind you. Number 5, not bringing your clubs or your putter with you. Again, this situation happens because many golfers are just kind of in their own world and not thinking about forward progress and always thinking about being in the moment, of course, but also anticipating the next shots or the situation that they're in. Let's use a quick, brief example. Let's just say I tee off. Great, my shot is in the fairway, but it's on the far left side of a pretty wide fairway. Today, it's wet out on the golf course. It's what we call cart path only, or CPO. That means that we can't drive the cart onto the golf course whatsoever. We have to stay on the path, no problem. The path is on the far right side of the fairway. So we drive up, we stop, I get out parallel to my ball. So cart here, ball over here. I can see that generally I have X number of yards to the pin or whatever the case may be, but I've still got to traverse quite a ways. I don't know the exact situation of my ball because I can't quite see all the details. Am I going to go there with one club? Well, I could, but what if I get over there and I need another club? That means I'd have to come all the way back, pick up that club, go back again, hit, and then keep moving forward. No. Takes up too much time and it's just a bit inconsiderate, but it's really inefficient. I mean, that's just the name of the game there. In those situations, take several clubs with you. You never know what you're going to need. And you'll begin to see that you want to give yourself options, kind of like in life. Don't just go with one club, take a few. Also, if you're reasonably close to the green and you think you're going to get close to the green, you think you're going to get on or even close, take your wedges, take your putter. Then you can just walk forward. I mean, if you were going to walk 75 yards across the fairway, you can certainly walk 75 or 80 yards toward the green. It just makes good sense, being efficient and being good golf citizens. Number 6, writing and collecting scores at the putting green. Now, not only is this an etiquette no-no, it's downright dangerous. Think about it. As we've talked about, folks are moving forward. The group behind us, they are moving forward. We've now completed, we've putted out on the hole, right? We're on the cart, parked parallel to the flag, correct? Because we're parked in the correct space. If we're sitting there writing and chatting away, what about the group behind us? Sure, we want to hope that they're going to get close to the pin, but what if they're a little bit off with those shots? They could hit us. We're creating a dangerous situation by sitting there. Moreover, there's no need to do so. Let's keep it moving forward. We can be getting in ready position for the next shot because chances are the group in front of you are probably just beginning to hit their tee shots and moving into the fairway. We're out of the way, out of harm's way, and it gives us a chance anyway to collect, get our scores, and get set for the next hole while giving the group behind us an opportunity to fully enjoy that hole as well. We want to be good citizens, good etiquette, and not create bad situations out on the course. So I'm sure all of that I mentioned seems like a lot, but if you begin to think about it, you will see how quickly you can shave off just a few seconds here, there, throughout the round, and it will amount to real minutes, which are a good thing. Now, the good news is that as your skills sharpen and you become increasingly familiar with being out on the course, these things, I promise you, will really begin to feel like second nature and you won't have to give thought to every one of them. It'll just be part of your normal course of play. So now, I want you to remember to make sure that you make decisions that work for you. This is your golf game. Pick a ball that works for you. Don't forget to check out that video that I mentioned. We'll pop it up again right here about finding the right ball for you. In the meantime, be well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.